Good evening, everybody. My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you to ETHGlobal Sydney. Now, this is not a conference. You are all here on a Friday night at an ETHGlobal event. And for those of you who don't know what an ETHGlobal event looks like, well, we do two things. We do hackathons and summits to onboard thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem. And this weekend is our hackathon. Our focus here is on builders, and this is what makes all of these events different. The goal here is for all of you to learn, get better skills as a developer in the Web3 world, and also get help and mentorship from all the amazing people who've helped build this space from nothing to what it is now over the last 10 years. And the most important thing here is that we believe showing is way more important than telling, which means everything that we're going to focus on this weekend is going to be about seeing things work and code and not just presentations. We started this 7 years ago in a small town in Canada, and since then we've grown and been to different parts of the world, from Buenos Aires to Cape Town to Amsterdam, Mexico City, Tokyo, Lisbon, Waterloo, Paris, New York, Bangalore, India, just a month ago in London with our first Kickoff hackathon in person of the year, and this is our second in-person hackathon for 2024, and I'm super excited to be hosting this in Sydney. Not only is this our first time in Australia, which we're super excited about, this officially marks ETHGlobal doing events and hackathons in 6 different continents across the world. And that is absolutely amazing. We have 350 of you here from all over the world. 222 of you are hackers from 21 different countries. And the most amazing part is that 37% of you are new to Web3. What does that actually mean here? It means that 37% of you are existing developers who are trying to see what they can do in the world of Web3, coming in from the Web2 side. And that's exactly our mission. We want to help all of you see, play, and experiment with building smart contracts. These are all the cities people came from all those 20-plus countries. And of course, so much amazing representation from all across APAC, with such a big hubs around Sydney, or Australia, and New Zealand. And that's not all. We have 49 ecosystem mentors who are amazing partners with founders, engineers, developers, product managers who are here from all these protocols to help answer any questions that you have about using the protocols, and 15 dedicated mentors who are going to be helping you 24/7 and make sure that you are never stuck as you build your projects over the weekend. And because this is not a conference, there's 0 talks happening this weekend. And there's 8 workshops that we hosted. All of them already finished just a couple hours ago. And we'll kind of tell you how to watch them on demand after in a second, but you get to learn about how to use different protocols. And we'll be doing one more after this to help you still find a team member if you're still looking for a team. And the best part here is that we have $100,000 in prizes that we're going to be giving away this weekend. And we're going to go into the details of all of that over the next few minutes. For that, I want to thank 13 of our incredible partners, so please join me in thanking all of our amazing partners. So please give a round of applause to Avail, WorldCoin, Chainlink, Mantle, Unlimit, Base, Nethermind, NounStyle, OpenMesh, Dabble Club, Lilypad, Railgun, and Powerloom. And 3 of our amazing community partners, Easy Crypto, Ethereum Melbourne, ETH Sydney, FireEyes, Google Cloud, Helix, SmartLayer, and Web3 New Zealand. All of these people help make sure that you have the best experience here for this entire weekend, and that we get to put Sydney on the map again for crypto. So the next 10 minutes I want to spend on just covering some important things that you need to know for this weekend. We're going to talk about all the things that matter and the key pieces that will be relevant to you as hackers. We're going to cover the venue. We're going to tell about how you can get help, all the prizes, all the information about workshops, if you're still looking for a team, what you can do there, and then how judging and the project submission works. So the most important thing before we start is security at the venue. This venue will be open 24/7, which means you can come in and out anytime, whether it's 2 p.m. tomorrow or 2 a.m. tonight. And the most important thing is that you have your wristbands on. If you lose your wristband, you will not be issued a new one, and you are effectively going to be denied entry. We recommend that you have both your badge and your wristbands on you at all times. They're also specific to you, and we'll know very easily if they were swapped. Also, in addition to no wristbands, no entry, do not lose your wristbands altogether. We know that sometimes you have allergies, or they come off, or they get damaged. If that happens, bring in the damaged one, and only then we'll kind of consider replacing it. But please keep in mind the wristbands are the must-haves. Also, because this is open 24/7, please do not leave your belongings unattended. We are not responsible for anything that goes missing. There will be a lost and found box, but if you have any valuables with you, such as your laptops and electronics, please keep them with you at all times. And don't make a mess. Yes, we're gonna do rounds to make sure that things are picked up if you have any trash or empty cans, but keep the venue tidy. Treat this as if you would treat your own home. In some cases, don't do that if that's what you do, so whatever works in keeping it clean, do that one. And let's talk about a couple things that we have going on for you for the weekend. Here's the map of the venue. This is also on our website, but where we are now is where everything is happening, especially for hacking. There's a snack station. The lounge area is in the back. There's a sleeping area right at the end on my left and your right. If you want to take a nap, you get to do that. And where the food was is where the general lounge area is. If you want to talk to people, hang out, you get to use all the other side for hanging out and relaxing. When we do judging on Sunday, that's going to take place where the workshops were. So in that corner, you just go back, and that's where judging is going to be. Because we get asked this a lot, this is now a slide. There's going to be a lot of food for all of you, and I'm going to move out of the way so people are satisfied. But there's dinner today. There's going to be a midnight snack, which is at midnight tonight. Then tomorrow we're going to have brunch and dinner and another midnight snack. And then on Sunday there's going to be breakfast and lunch and a happy hour at the end of this event. And you have 24/7 access to caffeine, snacks, and other beverages. What is the midnight snack? Well, it's a snack that we give you at midnight. And tonight, it's going to be beef pies and lamingtons. And I'm personally excited to try some of these things out because I have heard of some of them, but I've never tried all of them. And tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, we're going to do a smoothie station here, so you get to try out some cool, healthy smoothies. And then tomorrow night is going to be Chico rolls and hundreds and thousands of biscuits, again at midnight. So you'll have ample opportunities to eat good food and work on your projects. Also, if you haven't already taken a photo, check out our selfie booth, which is on your left and my right. And it's a digital booth, so you get to take photos home and get them emailed to you immediately. Also, this is the nap time area. If you are tired, if you want to, that's actually not a planned thing. Somebody actually is sleeping, as far as I understand. So thank you for volunteering to fill in the spot. But that space is available for you to take a break. And if you have not already picked up your swag, you can pick up the swag at the swag station. And this is what's in the bag. In addition to the bag itself, you get a t-shirt, a laptop stand, a sticker book, and SPF 50 sunblock to save you from the blazing hot sun that you've been seeing all week. So I hope that comes in handy. This is what happens when you plan things months ahead of time. Let's talk about communication. All right, everything we're going to do this weekend is going to happen on Discord, which means that anytime something is off track, we're going to message everybody on Discord first. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes things could be running 10, 15 minutes late. And we do that directly by notifying all of you as a notification on Discord. If you're not already on the Discord, all you have to do is head over to ethglobal.com/discord or log into your hacker dashboard, and there you press a single button. It gives you all the right permissions, and you'll see all the channels that only people who are here this weekend will be allowed in. It's automatically controlled. There you can not only talk to everybody who's hacking, but you can message all of us. You can message directly all the mentors. You can message each of the individual partners. So if you have any questions about a specific protocol or how to use a specific API, there's a channel dedicated for all of them. And that's where you can get help. And everything that we are going to see this weekend is on the website, which is the source of truth. So if anything changes, we update the website first, then we notify you on Discord, and then we shout it here on stage. And the website, which is a very handy URL for all of you, is ETHGlobal.Sydney. It'll take you right to the places where you need to be to get all the information for this weekend. And last but not least, you are here in person. This is not an online event. Shout if you need help with something. Go walk up to people, ask them if they know something, whether it's a protocol, whether it's a React bug, or just when is lunch, which is a very common question that we get. So talk to each other. Now, I want to talk about something cool that we've been working on, and we want to make sure that it benefits all of you and helps all of us move together being on chain. There's two things that we're trying out this weekend, and we want to help get some feedback, but also see if you like these things. The first is the NFC band. So all of your wristbands are NFC chips. And the cool part is they get to do a lot of cool things on chain. You can tap anyone's wristband, and you get to know who they are, and you get to connect with them directly. This is double opt-in, which means if you just go around tapping everybody while they're sleeping, it's not going to do you any good because the other side has to confirm that they actually met you, and only then your information, whether it's your Twitter or your Telegram or your Discord, will be automatically shared. It also shows what you've attended. So if you attended some workshops or if you got the midnight snack twice, you will actually see an on-chain proof, and over time, this gets published on-chain, so you actually will see an attestation. Don't worry, none of your personal information is there. It's all kind of generalized so that you can see some trends, and you'll have a on-chain record of contributing to the space. The second piece is that same flow lets you make your developer lives a lot easier. If you go to ethglobal.com/faucet, you can have access to a lot of these testnet tokens that you may need to play with different networks, whether it's different L2s or even Ethereum with Sepolia or Holsky. You can just go to ethglobal.com/faucet, and in a few seconds, you'll be able to get access to 14 different chains and play with any of those and have basically unlimited access to any testnet tokens to build your projects. So do try these out, especially scanning people. I'm personally going to try to have a high score on getting and meeting the most amount of people this weekend. So let's see if somebody can beat mine. Maybe Patricio from POAP. All right, so let's get into how the hackathon is set up and how it works. Hacking officially begins at 9 p.m., but we're going to let you start early so you can officially start hacking on your projects now. You have a little bit more than 36 hours to work on your projects, and you can work with them in a team of up to 5 people. You don't have to have a team. You don't have to have 5 people as well. It could be anyone from 1 to number 5. Submissions are going to be due at 9 a.m. on Sunday, so that gives you 36 hours and 40 minutes. And we're going to then talk about what that looks like as you submit. In terms of what you can work on, the rules are very simple. Everything that you're doing here must be done from scratch, which means you cannot add a feature to a project you've been working on, and you cannot just contribute to something that you started yourself. We want to make sure it's fair for everybody, and we want to make sure that you also started in the last hour. You cannot hack on things that you've been already contributing to. However, it is totally okay to use existing public repos and open source projects to bootstrap. So if you want to fork off a front end of a really popular project, absolutely okay. If you want to start off with a boilerplate of scaffold ETH or any of the protocols that you want to use, all that is allowed. You just cannot work on your own project. And only people who are here in the building are allowed to win any prizes, which means if you have a team member and they're not checked in, and not only are they not checked in, but they're also not listed on the team section on your hacker dashboard, they are not going to be able to win any prizes. So please make sure that they're listed and they are here today. And if they're not, they will automatically be kicked off your team at midnight. So if somebody has any edge cases or extra circumstances where somebody wasn't able to make it, let us know ASAP so we can make sure that they don't get booted off from your team. Now, we talked about the 8 workshops. Our goal here is to give you all the information you need to get started with how to use different protocols. All that is already done this afternoon, but we recorded everything and we made it available on demand. So you can just go over to ethglobal.tv and watch all the workshops on demand. You can pause, you can zoom in, you can see at your own pace how something was done. And the best part is all those speakers are still here with us this weekend. So if you have any follow-up questions on how to use a protocol because you missed a workshop or you didn't understand something, you can just walk up to their booths and find them and really ask them all the follow-up questions. They'll be happy to help you. And if there's anything else that I didn't cover and you want to know, you can find me, you can find anybody else on the Global team, and we'll be happy to answer those questions for you in person or over Discord. Now let's talk about mentorship. We want to make sure that all of you have the right help here, and because there's so many of you who are trying Web3 for the first time as developers, we want to make sure you have a great experience too. So what we did is made this a lot easier and simpler for all of you. There's 15 mentors wearing these orange vests. If you have a question, go find any of them, and they'll be happy to answer your questions. And there's a mentor station, that's where they all hang out, all the way at the back, so you can find anybody with the orange jacket to help you debug your code. All of these people are also going to be on Discord, so you can always ask a question on Discord too. And depending on the time, there might be somebody who's going to be available at 3 a.m., but they may not be physically here at 3 a.m. So please check Discord as well if you are looking for a mentor and there's nobody physically at the booth. Now the important part, which is judging. Submissions are due at 9 a.m. And when you submit, you'll be given a choice between two things. You'll be asked to go through the main judging route or just the partner judging route. The important thing here is that both of these things happen in parallel, and you will have to make a choice, and we'll go over what the choice means and how to think about these things. If you go through the main judging, you are selecting yourself to be one of the teams who will be the top 10 team from this hackathon. And you get to also qualify for winning any of the partner prizes that are being offered. But if you go through the partner judging track, you are only eligible to win the partner prizes. Now, this may be a small difference on this slide, but what it actually means is that to win any prize, you have to go present your project. So if you say, I have 5 partner prizes I want to apply to, and if you pick the partner judging route, you will have to go to all 5 of those partners and demo your project. If each of the project takes 5 minutes, you are doing 25 minutes of demos in that same window. But if you do the main judging track for the same setup, then you have to do 6 demos because you'll have to do 1 more additional demo to the main judges to be one of the top 10 teams. So please be careful around how many prizes you want to go for. Don't over-optimize. Don't try to add everything. It only hurts your odds. And you get to pick which track you want to go for. Nothing changes in terms of the outcomes. It just makes it easy for you to understand how your time will be spent in that parallel zone. And again, one other thing that we get asked a lot, which I'll clarify, is this can happen out of order. So if you picked 5 partners, you can go to any of them in any order. Same thing for the main judging. The order doesn't matter as long as it happens in that window. That's the important thing. And don't worry, there's going to be a lot more reminders and clarifications on how this works in email. It's also on your Hacker dashboard, a very big written document on all this works. So that's kind of how all this is set up. And I realized that I had slides for this, but I already set that directly from memory. So I'll press skip. But the way judging works is that each of you will have 7 minutes. That's 4 minutes to do a demo of what you built, and 3 minutes for Q&A that the judges ask, whether it's our partners or our main judges. We recommend that you still record a video demo just in case something goes wrong, whether it's a testnet acting weirdly or something is slow or it takes forever to confirm something on chain. But you should do a live demo because that is the best way for us to validate that you actually did it and it actually works. So you will have 4 minutes. Make sure that you do a very concise pitch on what you built and why. A lot of time we see people focus on too much on who they are and what they're excited about, but then 30 seconds on what they built. It only makes it harder for you to convey to the other side why what you built is important. So keep introductions and everything to less than 30 seconds and spend as much time as possible on the live demo. And really don't do this thing last minute. You may think you can make a 4-minute video in 4 minutes. Let me tell you, it's never going to work out that way. Not only that, for you to win any prizes from our partners, you have to give a lot more details on the prize submission page for how you're using a specific API, including a link to their code in your repo to have them verify that this is actually being used properly. So bucket at least 30 minutes, if not 1 hour, just to do the submission. You can see what the questions are on the project submission form, which is the description of how it works, what tools you're using, which protocols you're using, and how all of that, what we're asking will be already known ahead of time. It'll just be enabled tomorrow for you to actually fill in. So don't do this thing last minute. Make sure you give yourself enough buffer room so that you are ready at 9 a.m. And all this happens on your dashboard. You don't have to go anywhere else. You'll be told where to click, and it'll be very easy to follow. And the short of it is, like, makes the submission good. The better you're able to convey on the project submission what you did and how it works, the better your odds of winning any prizes, because in a lot of cases, we may not be able to find you for any follow-up questions, but if you can read how you're doing something or why something was done the way it is, it just makes it easy for everybody else to not assume and just really know how it was done. So the project submission page, which is your screenshots, your description, how it works, put some effort in there, and that makes everything great, and you look better too. All right, code of conduct. We'll keep things simple. All the event rules and code of conduct is available on ethglobal.com/rules. And we'll summarize this thing for you, which is please be respectful to each other. Harassment or abuse in any form will not be tolerated. And if you report something, we'll immediately act on it. And if you see something that shouldn't be done at this event, please tell us, and we'll make sure we take immediate action. And the most important piece is anything that you build here is owned by you. So neither our partners, neither ETH Global, or anybody else here has the rights to that work. But if you are on a team, every team member has equal rights to that project. So you own all the IP, and you're free to do whatever you'd like after this event. There's a lot of things that I talked about, and I'm sure I missed a bunch of things too. So if you have any questions, you can just find me, and I'll be happy to answer all of them for you. I want to bring on two people today to tell you about who they are and why they're excited to be in Sydney with you. So we're going to bring on one of our partners first, and that's going to be Ian from WorldCoin, and you'll know what WorldCoin is and why they're excited to be in Sydney. So without further ado, please welcome Ian on stage.
Thank you, Kartik. So I'm Ian. I do developer relations and partnerships at Tools for Humanity, the initial contributor to the WorldCoin project. So WorldCoin with WorldID is trying to answer one big question. How do you know who or what is a real and unique person online? We all know bots suck. We all know Sybil attacks suck. And we're building a system that helps with that. WorldID. WorldID is our proof of person protocol that lets you prove online you're a unique human doing an action only once. We do that with the orb. The orb makes sure that you're actually a human, not a cat, not a dog, not someone holding up a photo of a human, not a mannequin. It takes a photo of each of your irises, calculates an iris code, a digital representation of the pattern of your iris, and that iris code is the only thing we have to store, not the photos themselves. We check to make sure that that iris code is unique, and if it is, we know that you're only signing up once, and then your WorldID gets verified. The orb has been in development since 2020. It's gone through quite a few different revisions, but the hardware is almost completely open source. Software is mostly open source. Happy to chat more about that if you're curious. And within this, the orb is not the only proof of personhood credential. We also have the device credential, which demonstrates that your mobile device is unique and only has one WorldID associated with it, so that you can use WorldID even if you don't want to visit the orb. WorldID is privacy first, it's decentralized, and it's open source. Every single part of the protocol is open source, from on-chain contracts to our developer tools to our developer portal as a whole. And there's lots of different use cases for WorldID. In social media, we all know that bots are ruining Twitter. For voting, being able to prove that this real person has only placed one vote, but not revealing who placed that vote, is super, super helpful. And customer incentives are one of my personal favorites. I got a lot of Netflix free trials out of spinning up new emails, and WorldID would prevent that. We've also made WorldID super easy to integrate. You can use sign in with WorldCoin or incognito actions. And we have 20K in prizes in this hackathon. First place gets 4K, second place gets 3K, third place gets 2K, honorable mention gets 1K. most creative, best governance app, and best public goods use case all get $2,500, and then a $2,500 prize pool for all projects that make a good faith effort to integrate World ID but don't receive one of our other prizes. If you want to learn more info about everything I went over today, you can go to worldcoin.org/Sydney24 to see a Notion page with a lot of this information and plenty more. And if you have any questions, you can come find me at our booth right over there. Thank you.
All right, with that, I want to invite our second partner on stage, and that is Rachit from Avail. Please give him a big round of applause.
Hey guys, so I'm Rachit. I'm just gonna give you a short intro of what Avail does. So we are trying to build the first unification layer of all Web3. And the problem that we are trying to address now is that we have so many rollups, we have so many different chains, and now the liquidity is completely fragmented, and the user experience in general is very bad. Because now for every, to use, let's say, Ethereum, use Polygon, you probably have to bridge your assets from Ethereum, and it's a long process. So in this hackathon, we have a $5,000 bounty prizes, which I will get into soon. So this is our overall vision. So first product in our line is the Avail DA, which is something if you use in your hackathon submission this time, you will be eligible for the partner submission. What Avail DA is a base layer that we are designing so that all of these rollups that are coming into action can post their data on us. So we use something called erasure coding to make sure that the data is correct and that data can be recovered if someone tries to corrupt it. And also at the same time, we use something called KZJ commitments, which ensures that, which we can use to do something called data availability sampling. And data availability sampling is just a way to verify the correctness of your data without actually downloading your data. So we have a thing called Light Client Network, which handles that part. And since we have the Avail DA now, we can build Avail Nexus, which Nexus is basically a way to unify all of the blockchain state transitions. So let's say you send some money to someone on Arbitrum, then there will be a cryptographic guarantee which can be verified by the proof generated by Nexus on something like Polygon that that transaction took place. And now you can know with a cryptographic guarantee on Polygon that the transaction took place, so you can mint the NFT. So that's Avail Nexus. And since the goal of our company is to unify all of the blockchain, hence we have the Avail Fusion, which is basically using all of the most popular assets like BTC, ETH to unify, build a unified security for Avail infrastructure. So as I mentioned before, Avail DA is basically a blob space where all of the data can be posted, and we use KZJ commitments to easily verify the integrity of the data. And as a result, as a company, we are trying to accelerate the unification of Web3 and actually bring a good user experience all over. So here are the details of the two bounties. So first of all, there is a case in which if you build a roll-up app chain or a project which uses Avail DA directly, then there will be 2 teams eligible for $1,000 prizes. Here are some examples of the projects that you can build. You can build something like a micro roll-up using Stacker if you have like the access to that. You can build an app chain on Starknet Madara. You can build some sort of a liquid staking system. You can build some of the core toolings for Avail. And then there is a $3,000 prize pool, which will be shared for people who build dApps on rollups which are powered by Avail. So if you go into our documentation, you can find OP Stack implementation, for example, which uses Avail underneath. And you can basically run your own OP Stack and build a dApp on top of it. And you will be eligible for this round. And yeah, if there are any Q&A, let me know. And I will also be available at the Avail booth for any questions or technical queries. Yeah, and also our claim website is open, so you can go ahead and claim your token and see if you are eligible. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. I will also be available at the booth. And yeah, thank you.
All right. those were two of our amazing partners, and as promised, we'll kind of cover just a little bit on how all the prizes are structured and how they work. There's $100,000 plus in prizes that we're going to be giving away this weekend, and I'll just summarize the Avail prize again, and that is $5,000 being given in total of $4,000, and the best app that is going to be building on an Avail-powered rollup will win $3,000. And the best app chain project with Avail DA, the runner-up is going to win $1,000. And then on the WorldCoin prizes, $20,000 is being given away. So the $10,000 is for the best World ID usage for your project, where the first place gets $4,000, second place gets $3,000, third place gets $2,000, and the honorable mention for $1,000. And then $10,000 again being given away in these 4 categories. So the most creative use case of WorldCoin, the best governance app leveraging World ID, and the best public goods use case on the WorldCoin platform are all going to get $2,500. And a pool prize of $2,500, which means that anybody who uses WorldCoin, if they qualify, the $2,500 will be split equally amongst all those projects. So you get to pool together the prizes. And then on top of that, Chainlink, Mantle, and Unlimit are giving $10,000 each. And Base, Nethermind, Dabble Club, Nounstyle, Lilypad, and OpenMesh are giving away up to $5,000 in prizes each. You can find all that information on ETHGlobal.Sydney. There you'll go to the prizes page. The key thing for all of you to know is that each prize comes with a set of requirements for what qualifies as a valuable submission. So you can't just import something and not use it in a meaningful way and expect to qualify to win a prize. Every prize has that notice. Check out those specific descriptions. And not only are you going to find all the requirements that make you qualify, you'll also find a lot of links there to the documentation, to starter repos, so you can just clone a GitHub repo and have all that set up for you, so you can just work on the things that you want to work on, and all the specifics for how the prizes are split up. So all that is on the website. And if you're still looking for a team, in 30 minutes, or actually 20 minutes, that's going to happen where the workshops were, or sorry, where the food is, and we're going to collect all of you who are looking for a team or looking to bring on somebody to your team. So you have an idea and you want somebody who knows Solidity or React or backend or something specific. You get to meet all of you in person and ask for the things that you're looking for. And if you are still looking for ideas too, we'll be able to help you with that too. And all that starts in 20 minutes where the dinner was. And last but not least, please pace yourself. The whole goal for this weekend is to have all of you just try out what's possible in crypto. We really want experimentation to be the top of thing. Don't worry about, I couldn't finish something fully. It's fine for you to submit something that was only halfway done. We want to see progress, not perfection. And the goal here is to have all of you try cool, creative things that you are excited about. Don't worry about solving some problem that doesn't really kind of inspire you or doesn't resonate with you directly, and just do small things. You get something working first, then add features to it instead of doing something super ambitious and realizing that you can't do everything in 36 hours and then not doing anything at all and demotivating yourself. We've seen thousands of this types of scenarios happen, so start with something super small and continue adding features to it, and it's okay to kind of call it at a finish line as the set of features kind of either grow or you're satisfied with a couple of things. But try to have fun. And we want to make sure that you get all the help you need to make this really fun for you this weekend too. So with that, let's get hacking. And thank you everybody for joining us in ETHGlobal Sydney.